I've loved all your books, Mr. Cohen. It's an immense honor for me to meet you.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves, Your Holiness. After all, you're the Pope.
I had heard you wanted to meet me, too.
How could I not? You were the most mysterious man of these first few decades of the century. What writer wouldn't want to meet you?
Writers are also obsessed with mystery.
You men of the cloth don't kid around either.
Writers and men of the cloth are the same that way. They can't afford to solve the mystery because the next day they become irrelevant.
Writing is the one way I've found of concealing my boundless ignorance. It's a fraud, really. A way of gaining acceptance from the world. And especially from women, who are my one and only real interest. Oh, forgive me. I've been inappropriate.
Not at all. Laymen always think we priests are scandalized by even the slightest things, whereas the truth is the exact opposite. We're never scandalized. No profession has to deal with sin on such a continual basis as ours. The confessional is our operating room. Just as surgeons have no fear of blood, so we priests no longer are afraid of scandal and sin.
So, how do you survive without women?
An easy answer. The foolish ones go with women on the sly. The wise ones long ago understood the degree to which sex as a source of pleasure is overvalued in our society.
Your Holiness, with a few words, you have just razed to the ground 3/4 of my literary production. I've almost always written about sex as the motive that drives the world.
And you were right, but you don't write about motors that purr. You write about motors that break down continuously, and they should have given you a Nobel Prize for it 20 years ago.
It's true. Unfortunately, they've got into the habit of giving it only to those who don't want it. Have you ever had a girlfriend, Your Holiness?
Certainly. I've only ever had one, and I remember everything about her, whereas you, Mr. Cohen, have probably had thousands and don't remember a thing about them.
I only remember certain perverse and lustful details.
If you remember those, that's probably because we're continually lecturing you about how wrong it is to remember them.